Uh, Good morning, I'm Fazil Khan from Aero A from second year. Today I'm going to tell about composite material in aircraft production technology. My topic is composite materials. So what I'm going to introduce you about composite material today is about introduction about composite materials and classification factor affecting composite materials and advantages, limitations, conclusions, etc., etc. So let's go with introduction. So what is composite material exactly? The first thing will go. Composite material is a material made from two or more constituent materials with significantly different physical or chemical properties that when combined produce a material with characteristics different from the individual components. So composite material is a mixture of two materials with significantly different physical or chemical with the both which we are combining the materials, both are from different physical or chemical properties. So the individual components remain separate and distinct with the finished structure differentiating composites from mixtures and solids. So this is the introduction of composite materials. When coming to the classification of composite materials, so composite materials mainly classified into two types. Those are matrix types and reinforcement types. So in matrix types, it's coming again in three types like polymeric matrix, metal matrix, and ceramic matrix. In polymeric, again we are getting two types like thermoplastic and thermoset. So in thermoplastic we get nylon, polythene, ABS, PC, PPS, PPO, etc. And while coming to thermoset, we are getting polyester, vinyl ester, epoxy, and phenolic. So when coming to the another part of when coming to the metal matrix, it comes into like aluminium, copper, and titanium, etc., etc. And ceramic materials are glass and cement. When coming to the other part of composite material is reinforcement types. These are coming into four types: viscous reinforced, particle reinforced, fiber reinforced, and structural reinforced. We don't have any classification into viscous reinforced. Then we'll go to particle reinforced. It's coming into two parts, like one is large particle and another is dispersion strength led. And now fiber reinforced is it's coming into three types: continuous, short, and hybrid. In continuous we are getting unidirectional and bidirectional. For short, aligned and random. And for hybrid it is oblique and orthogonal. And structural is laminate and sandwich. So composition of composites. This is the composition of composites. Like we are mixturing the two different physical and chemical properties of materials. Then we'll get the composite material. These are fiber or filament reinforcement particle plus matrix is equals to composite. So we'll get high strength, high stiffness, and low density. In matrix, good shear properties, low density. We'll get in composite high stress, high stiffness, good shear properties, and low density. We will get while when we mix these two properties. So composition of composites are, they generally have two phases: matrix phase and dispersion phase. So in matrix phase we'll see this it is a continuous material constituent which encloses the composite and give it its bulk form. Matrix phase by maybe metal or metal, ceramic, or polymer. So matrix phase may be metal, ceramic, or polymer. And when we go to dispersion phase, it is a structure constituent which determines the internal structure of composites. So dispersion phase is determines the internal structure of composite, also called reinforcement. So dispersion phase is also called as reinforcement. For examples like fibers, fiber particles, flakes, whiskers, etc. This comes into dispersion phase. Now, organic or polymer matrix composites. The short form we called as PMCS. CS is stand for composite. So two main kind of polymers are thermosets and thermoplastics. So we have two main kinds of polymers, like one is thermosets and other is thermoplastics. So thermoplastics, under thermoplastics, polyethylene, polyamide, nylons, and poly, polypolythene it's coming. And under thermosets, epoxy and polymer and some other extra, these are coming into these thermosets. So thermosets have qualities such as well bonded three-dimensional molecular structure after curing. They decompose instead of melting on hardening. So thermosets having the well bonded three-dimensional molecular structures after its curing, and they decompose instead, they will go into decompose instead of melting or hardening. So thermoplastics have one or two dimensional molecular structure, and they tend to at an elevated temperature and show exaggerated melting point. Another advantage is that the process of softening at elevated temperatures can reverse to regain its properties during cooling. So thermoplastics have one or two, as I said just before, okay, thermoplastics have one or two dimensional molecular structure, and they can tend to at an elevated temperature, and they can regain its properties during cooling. These are all about thermoplastics. Reinforcement. What are types of reinforcement? So we will get the fibers, whiskers, laminar, flakes, filled, particulates, and microspheres. So we have short under fibers, we are getting short, long, piles, threads, organic and inorganic. These are the parts of fibers in reinforcement. And under whiskers, we are getting single crystals, as we can see the examples of all those. And laminar, flakes, filled, particulates, and microspheres. These are all these images shows the examples of these particles, these reinforcement particles. So particle reinforcement composites. Particle composites consist of particles of one material dispersed in a matrix of a second material. The first is large particle composite. Particle size is 1 to 50 new micrometer, or concrete and cements, etc. So under large particles, particle size is 1 to 50 micrometer. These are come as concrete and cements, etc. And dispersion strengthened composites, uniformly dispersed fine, hard and inert particles of size less than 0.1 micrometer are used as reinforcement. Example, sap, nickel, TD nickel, etc. So here you can see the examples of those also. Fires now gets into fiber reinforced composites. So the fiber reinforced composites are mechanical properties of FRC depend on fiber properties. Degree to which an applied load is transmitted to the fibers by the matrix phase. Good interfacial bond between fiber and matrix is necessary. So depending on the matrix material, polymer matrix composites and metal matrix composite and ceramic matrix composites. Fiber reinforced composites. Fibers are the important class of reinforcement, as they satisfy the desired conditions and transfer strength to the matrix constituent, influencing and enhancing their properties as desired. So these are the two examples of fiber reinforced composites: random fiber reinforced composites and continuous fiber reinforced composites. These are short fiber composites, and these are long fiber composites examples. Coming to the structural composites are a structural composite consists of both homogeneous and composite materials. So, their properties depend on the characteristic properties of the constituent material as well as geometric design. So a structural composite consists of both the homogeneous and composite materials, and they are depend on characteristics of constituent materials as well as geometric design. So structural composites are of two types. One is laminar composite and other one is sandwich panel. We'll see this in the next slides, what is laminar composite and the sandwich panel. So coming to the laminar composites, it consists of panel or sheets which are two-dimensional. These panels possess preferred direction to achieve high strength. Such successively oriented layers are stacked one above with preferred directions and then are cemented. So laminar composite consists of panels or sheets which are two-dimensional. So this panel possesses preferred directions to achieve high strength. Such successively oriented layers are stacked one above which preferred directions and then are cemented, as shown below in the pictures, how they are oriented. So coming to the sandwich panels are low density honeycomb core, and their benefits are lightweight and large bending stiffness. So and core materials are rigid polymer, foams, wood, wood like balsa wood and honeycombs. So these are the examples of this. So sandwich panels having low density and honeycomb core. The benefits of sandwich panels are they are lightweight and large bending stiffness. So core materials are rigid polymers, foams like epoxy and polyurethanes, and wood like balsa wood and honeycombs, etc., etc. These as shown in the fabricated sandwich panel. So metal matrix composites have high strength, fracture toughness and stiffness which are offered by the metal matrices than those offered by their polymer counterparts. They can withstand elevated temperature in corrosive environment than polymer composites. MMCs are widely used in engineering applications where the operating temperature lies in between 250 degrees Celsius to 750 degrees Celsius. Matrix materials will be like steel, aluminium, copper, titanium, magnesium, and superalloys, etc. So coming to ceramic matrix composites. Ceramics can be defined as solid materials which exhibit very strong ionic bonding in general and covalent bonding in few cases. And ceramic will be high melting points, good corrosion resistance, stability at elevated temperatures, and high compressive strength. CMCs are widely used in engineering applications where the operating temperature lies in between 800 degrees Celsius to 1650 degrees Celsius. So metal matrix MMCs are having high strength, fracture toughness, and they can used between 250 degrees Celsius to 750 degrees Celsius, where CMCs are defined as solid materials which exhibit very strong ionic bonding in general and covalent bonding, and they can used in between 800 degrees Celsius to 1650 degrees Celsius. So carbon matrix composites. So these are developed specifically for parts that must operate in extreme temperature ranges, composed of a carbon matrix reinforced with carbon yarn fabric, 3D woven fabric, 3D braiding, etc. So CC composites meet applications ranging from rockets to aerospace because of their ability to maintain and even increase their structural properties at extreme temperatures. So this CCA composites meet application ranging from rockets to aerospace because of their ability to maintain and even increase their structural properties and extreme temperatures. So advantages of CC composites are they are extremely high temperature resistance, temperature between 1930 degree to 2760 degree Celsius, and strength actually increases at higher temperatures up to 1930 degree Celsius. High strength and stiffness, good resistance to thermal shock. These are the advantages of CC composite. So here you can see the temperature graph. Service temperature ranges for different types of composites. So thermosorts and thermoplastics are range from 200 to between 200 to 400 temperatures, and MMCC range from MMCCs of aluminium and stainless steel and superalloys range from above around 300 to 1100. They range the temperature, and CMCs range from above 1200 to 1500 temperature, and are CCs range from 1500 to above 2000. Functions of a matrix. So the functions of a matrix as this holds the fiber together and protects the fibers from environment and distributes the load evenly between fibers so that all fibers are subjected to the same amount of strain. Enhances transverse properties of a laminate, improves impact and fracture resistance of a component, carries interlaminar shear. Desired properties of a matrix: reduced moisture absorption, low shrinkage, and a low coefficient of the thermal expansion, and strength at elevated temperature depending on application, and low temperature capability, and excellent chemical resistance. The last three are depending on the application. So coming to the factors which affecting properties of composite materials are the type, distribution, size, shape, orientation and arrangement of the reinforcement will affect the properties of the composite materials and its and isotropy. Here you can see the example like distribution, concentration, orientation, shape and size. This can affect the factors of this can affect the properties of composite materials. So advantages of composite materials are these are light in weight and lower density, high creep resistance, strength to weight and stiffness to weight are greater than steel or aluminium. Fatigue properties are better than common engineering metals. Composites cannot corrode like steel. Ease of fabrication of large complex structural shapes or modules, modular in construction. Ability to incorporate sensors in the material to monitor and correct its performance. Smart composites, and they are high resistance to impact damage, and they are improve corrosion resistance. There are more like ratios of strength to weight and stiffness to weight are greater than steel or aluminium. Fatigue properties are better than common engineering materials. Fabrication or production is cheaper for composites. Toughness is improved. Possible to achieve combinations of properties not attainable with metals, ceramics, or polymers alone. Composites cannot corrode like steels. And coming to the application of composite materials are uh, in automobile industries, example steel and aluminum body, we use composite materials. Marine applications like shafts, hulls, spars for racing boats. in aeronautical application like components of rockets, aircrafts, business or military or missiles. We used composite materials for communication antennas, electronic circuit boards, example PCB breadboard, and safety equipment. The constituents retain their identities in the composite, that is, they do not dissolve or otherwise merge completely into each other, although they act in concert. Composites are one of the most widely used material because of their adaptability to different situations and the relative ease of combination with other materials to serve specific purposes and exhibit desirable properties. The main advantages of composite materials are their high strength and stiffness combined with low density when compared with bulk materials. And coming to limitations of composite materials are high cost of raw material in fabrication. Composites are more brittle than wrought materials and thus are more easily damaged. Transverse properties may be weak. Matrix is weak, therefore low toughness, reuse and disposal may be difficult to attach, difficult with analysis, cost can fluctuate. Advantage of using composites in aerospace industries. Some of the key benefits of using composites for aerospace applications include the following: weight reduction up to 20 to 50%. When we use composite materials, we can reduce the weight of uh, of uh, of a aero vehicle up to 20 to 50%. And single shell molded structures provide higher strength at lower weight and height impact resistance. For instance, Kevlar aramid armor shields planes have reduced accidental damage to the engine pylons that carry fuel lines and engine controls. High thermal stability, resistance to fatigue or corrosion. Structural components made of composite materials are easy to assemble. So coming to the conclusion, after all this explanation, several innovative FRP systems have been presented showing the different advantages that each of them can provide to designers and contractors involved in these types of upgrade. Fiber reinforced composite plate bonding offers significant advantages over steel plate bonding for the vast majority of strengthening application. The potential future benefits of smart materials, structures and systems would prove amazing in their scope. A smart structure has the capacity to respond to a changing external environment such as loads, temperatures and shape change as well as to varying internal environment. So these are a lot about composite materials intro limitations, factors affecting and the advantage of using composite materials and the advantages of using composite materials in aerospace and why we use composite materials. Thank you.